This is one of many projects that we got done today. Hello and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. We are on redesign part 3. It's time for us to put another bed in this space right here. And as always, you're coming with me. Hi everybody, my name is Kim. You're at Kim's Cozy Corner and I am in the process of redesigning my main garden area. This is part 3. Part 1, we started way in the back. Part 2, we hit the middle right here next to my garage. And then part 3 is going to be finishing off this row of beds. Now, I'm glad I went back and double checked my design, y'all, because I almost messed up. I thought I needed to put 2 beds right here, and I only need to install 1. And in order to install that bed, we got to take this bed out first. Now, the good thing, though, is that this bed right here is a 2 by 6 foot bed, which means it's 6 feet long and it's only 2 feet wide. But the bed that I'm putting in here is only 5 feet long. So y'all know what that means, right? I can leave the dirt where it is. I don't have to take the dirt out because the dirt should fit right in place with this bed because I'm only going, oh man, that's backwards, Mom. I said that backwards. I did that backwards. The bed I'm putting in here is only 5 feet long. This bed is 6 feet long, which means I got to get a foot of the dirt out. So I only got to get 1 foot of dirt out. Y'all, okay, y'all, I know I wasn't mathing too good for a moment here, but we're only going to have to remove about a foot of the dirt so that I can put the other bed into this space, which is okay. That's better than having to take it all out. The bed I'm putting in is going to be a 3.5 foot by 5 foot bed. And years ago, not years, just last year, I used to have a 4 foot wide, 5 foot long bed here. So I should be good to go. We should be pretty level in this space. Now, one of the other issues that I have in this space, y'all, I got stuff coming up on the ground. One of the other issues that I have in this space here and all of these spaces around me is that years ago, I had a wooden walking path. I never got the wood up. I never got the pea gravel up. I never got years and years and layers of this weed barrier up. So from that standpoint, I know we got to be careful from wooden boards underneath. I think we're going to be fine since I know there was a 4 foot wide bed here and I'm only going 3.5 feet. I should be fine. Last week I had an issue when I tried to put my trellising system like this one back here up and I couldn't get it in because I was on top of wooden boards, but we should be fine today. So we are going to clean up this area a little bit more and we're going to get the trellising out and we're just going to get started. Last week when I was working in this area here, I had a ton of Korean radish seed pods and I said, I know I'm going to have Korean radish coming up everywhere. And y'all, I didn't lie. I got little Korean radish seeds coming up everywhere. Y'all, I should plant them. I'm going to plant them. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to plant, not a lot, but let's see if I can get enough. Y'all, I'm always trying to plant something. What do y'all think? Should we plant them? I know it's Korean radish. I know that's what it is. It is a cool season crop. Let's see if my green thumb will get these plants to grow. I got, I think, 6 teeny little baby seedlings here, and we're going to put them just behind you. All right. Can you see me? I am on the back side of this bed here, and I have had cabbage growing right there. The cabbage worms got in here because we didn't shut the container up, but they're gone now. I've treated for them, and so the cabbage should be coming back. I have 7 cabbage plants over here with a whole bunch of dead worms on them. But I have this back space here. So I think I'm going to take a little corner back here, and I'm going to put these teeny little Korean radishes in there, and let's see if we can make them grow. Now, I've been told I have a green thumb. I don't know how green it is. It might not be that green, but I'm going to try to plant these teeny little Korean radishes. Korean radish, here's a picture of it, by the way. It is a cool season crop. It's like a daikon radish. And I'm not putting any fertilizer or anything like that in here. We're just going to let it go the way it is. Look at that. Let's see if it grows, though. Let me get ahead of myself. Since we have a fresh bag of Happy Frog in here, it should have more than enough nutrition to take off if it's going to decide to grow. Over the past week, we have gotten so much rain. I wasn't here. I was out of town, but Mom said it rained, and I do mean rained really, really well for multiple days. That rain kind of kick-started some seeds that were sitting dormant. But there we go. And I'll add some more to it if any more comes up. But there are my little 6, 7. Missed one. Put you right there. Let's see if they live. Now, let's get back over here working on this redesign. As part of the redesign, we are going to take this area right here, and we're going to put one of our green metal raised beds, which is this little short one right here, sitting in the middle. We're going to move that one to this spot here. So Mom's been working on cleaning up this space because all of the cucumbers and everything's done over there, so we can get that bed in. But I am going to work on this first space while she's doing that, so we can get a lot done today. And way over there, way over there, that's my neighbor, Miss Pam. We're going to have a project going later today as well, and she's getting set up for the project we're going to do over there. But y'all, that's going to be another video. But that'll be a video coming to you real soon from Kim's Cozy Corner. Now, you know I just picked some seeds up off the ground that had germinated and just planted them. I got to let everything live. So this is the area that I'm going to work in. And it's time to get these old vines down. All of the cantaloupes have been harvested already. So I am going to work to get all of these cantaloupe vines out. We'll throw them in the wagon, and guess what, y'all? We are going to put them in the bottom of the bed. That way I'm not having to use so much soil. Because as I've been telling everybody is that I don't think I have enough soil. There are a few cantaloupe over here. Wow, this looked like it just woke back up, y'all. I mean, this vine looks fresh, but this vine can't grow here. It's the end of September. It's too late. Anyway, there are a few baby cantaloupes over here that aren't going to make it. Even if I had enough warm days, it's not going to make it because I'm getting ready to pull it out. That's the tree that's growing back here, among other things that shouldn't be here. And the sun has beat me outside today. So we were cleaning the gutters a while back, and we took all of that leaf mulch that's in the gutters, that's just been sitting and laying on top of each other and decomposing. We captured all of that, and we're going to throw that in the bottom of one of these beds. One of the things that I got to keep in mind, since I am not going to put new weed barrier down, and I have weeds growing up in this bed, so I know this bed is going to have an issue with weeds in this coming season, so next year. So I'm going to do the best I can to remove as many weeds from the roots as I can, but I know this is going to be an area I'm going to have to continually work on all next season, or the grass is going to overtake it. Let me keep moving, and getting this area cleaned up so we can bring in that last bed to this space. I do have black cherry tomatoes growing back here, and I am going to try my best to keep those black cherry tomatoes as I work on removing everything else in this bed here. All right, so this used to be full and we're down to like a third of the container because it's all broken down. I might be making the wrong choice. Where is my, it's backwards. And aluminum foil is not going to break down. So that is not going to break down. Yeah, this is the grass. It doesn't have any pesticides or herbicides or anything like that in it because it was in the front yard. We know it hadn't been sprayed. And so it was already breaking down. So that was green matter is what we would call it. So yeah, no, that's going to be good, hopefully, by next year. That's what we're going to have to worry about it is next year. I'm going to bend my back for a minute here and pull up a few weeds, and then I'll come back and rest. Okay, I got the trellising off of this space right here, so I need to remove both of these poles, and I got to clean up all of these water lines. I got to move all of these water lines out because, yeah, I've made a mess. I should have just did it right the first time, but I didn't. So I got to remove all of these water lines. That's not connected to anything anyway. And there are quite a few. And then we'll smooth this area out, and I think we will add at least one more row of paper on this back side, even if I can't get to the front side. I'm going to have to move a foot either from this side or either from that side. Since I want to try to keep those tomato plants and Mom's had more than enough okra, I am going to try to relocate this okra. Try. I can't guarantee it's going to work, but we're going to try. Because these plants are so big. Ugh. Look at that. That's a nice big old okra stalk. And I'm going to try to put it here. I'm going to put it back in this bed and see if it can keep on giving for a little longer. Not that Mom wants it to give. And then I will remind everybody that this bed's coming out. That is the plan. It's for this bed to come out. But what I want to do is just lift it straight up and pull it out. So that's why I think I can relocate this maybe. I'm talking 3 plants, y'all. It's just 3. We'll see what happens. And if they die, no great loss. At least that's what Mom would say. Because she don't want no more of it. And this one's dead. And this part of the bed over here, we're going to scoop out. So I can just lift the other bed right into place. At least that's the plan. And we're taking out this 11-inch bed and we're putting in a 17-inch bed. So I smoothed the soil out as best I could so we can bring in our fabric. And I put some pretty good fabric down last year in this spot, so I'm super happy about that. Y'all, I thought something got me, y'all. Whoo. Y'all, I was trying to run. Thought something had me for sure. Again, I like to do a full foot overlap. So I'm not going to make it all the way to here, but there's soil, or I should say weed fabric already down right there. I'm just putting another layer. Now to cut my weed fabric, y'all, I use a torch. That's the fastest way I have found to cut weed fabric versus using you know, a box cutter or anything like that. I use a torch. Y'all, it's warming up, so that means I have to hurry up. Had to go get my hat on. So I've relocated all of my okra, and you see I gotta get some water on it because it's already drooping here. I went into this bed and I kind of cleaned around the outside edge just a little bit. As I get ready to lift it up, that'll keep so much dirt from falling this way. I know some's gonna fall, but not all of it. I ran to the weed fabric that's below this bed, so I know there's weed fabric below it, but I believe grass is coming in on this side right here, which we're gonna have to worry about later because we're gonna get this bed in. So let's start the process. Oh yeah, I wanted to keep the tomato plants, but I decided against it. It's not like I don't have plenty of tomatoes in the garden anyway. So we went ahead and took that volunteer out, even though it was super happy. The one thing about this bed right here, this bed lasts longer than any other bed in my garden. The evening sun is that way, and there is nothing in front of this bed. That's why when I had my cantaloupes, and yes, y'all remember, I picked 10 or 11 or 12, something like that, cantaloupes off of this bed by itself because it gets that hot evening sun. It gets a little bit of morning sun, but it gets sun pretty much all day. But the plants that I have on this backside right here, in the fall, it also has the most heat and the most warmth because right here, this is my garage and the sun beams down on it all day long. So at night, heat radiates off of this brick wall. So again, as you're thinking about your garden and you're thinking about where to put certain things, those are some of the things to keep in mind. When I first started gardening, all I along this garage right here, and I had 10-foot tomato plants. Now I was all the way up against it. I don't do that anymore because of my gutter issue, but I'm still close enough to the wall to get that heat radiation off of it to keep things growing longer in the fall and to start sooner in the spring. All right, y'all, I've talked enough. I was just trying to rest. That's what I was really trying to do. I didn't want to work, so I figured I'd talk to you instead of working. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, y'all. All right, let's go ahead and lift this bed up, hopefully. Hopefully, I can just lift it up and come over and around these plants here because I want to try to save them. Even though I relocated them, I want to save them. So let's see if we can get it off or if we need to reconsider this process. All right. I got help coming to help me lift it up, but it looks like this is going to work. Now, y'all, we're not getting rid of this bed. This bed has another home in the new design that we're working on, but it can't be right here. We are going to replace this with a 17-inch bed. Come on, help. I'm ready for you. Let's come this way. Before I can put the bed back in, I need to scoop this dirt right here. So if you give me just a moment, let me scoop that edge of the dirt right there because this next bed, I'm going to push it back a little farther. So give me just a minute and just keep taking a break. Just break for a little bit. I see where the weeds are coming in. There's no fabric right here. I can see where the fabric starts and stops. Starts and stops right here. That's why we have weeds. And we're going to have to worry about that another day, y'all. But if I'm only having to worry about it in one spot, that's definitely better than having to worry about it in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 beds, right? So I didn't make it short enough. I'm going to have to scoop some more dirt out. I think I'm going to scoop it from this backside. So I didn't go short enough, so we got to move some stuff around, y'all. Okay, we got the bed in. We have the posts are in, and they're pretty straight. And we're gonna go ahead and put the trellising in. And I don't wanna go too high. I really, really don't wanna go too high. So this bed is 17 inches versus 11 inches. This is gonna be it. This is as high up as I'm going. And then we gotta fill this bed up. I'm gonna put just a little bit of cardboard here in the bottom area, and then I'm gonna put all this dirt back in. And this bed should be good to go. Now I have videos out there talking about how to put cattle panel trellising on. If you're interested in that, I got a whole video on cattle panel trellising installation, but we're not doing that today. I'm just gonna get it up here quickly because y'all, guess what? My favorite saying, it's hot. And yes, it's still hot. So now we're gonna put some cardboard wherever we can in the bottom of this bed. So I got Mom over there breaking down cardboard for me. And this bed is all trellised up for next year for cantaloupe. Because that's what we're on it this year. We're gonna do it again next year. It has been a winning location for cantaloupe. But anyway, let's get some cardboard in the bottom. Any kind of corrugated material, brown paper, that's considered brown matter. And I can use that in the bottom of this bed. So let me finish putting this cardboard in. Let's get all of our soil back in and I'll bring it back. So the next metal raised bed is in. It's not filled all the way up. It's about halfway full because I don't plan on really using it this year. I tried to transplant, I tried to pull up and put back in these okra. Those two actually look pretty good, but this one right here don't look like it's gonna make it. But I watered them in anyway. So let me show you the whole area that we've worked on today and some of the other things that I did today that I didn't show you. So there's a better view inside the bed. You can see it's about half full. Come back up just a little bit. So this is the front of the garden right here. And then you get into two beds that are at a diagonal. And there's a big opening right here where you see my little stools and wheelbarrows. And we will be putting GreenStalks and other pots in that space there. And then all the way back, we have the little greenhouse 17-inch bed. So the front part, or if we want to say the back of the main garden, is complete for this year anyway. So if you can see it there from another angle, there it is. The bed facing the front, a big open space for me to put GreenStalks and other things, another bed, and then the bed here in the back. I was able to put paper weed barrier all the way across until I got right to the edge. So I got a place about this wide that doesn't have any weed barrier, but there's been a garden in that space that's this wide for 18 years. So I may get a little bit of weeds in that bed. I don't believe it's gonna be too bad. I think I can manage it. But we are all cleaned up. I leveled it out as best I could. And then we have a big space right here, y'all, and that was intentional. This big space in here is so that I can put in pots with flowers, right, to bring in the beneficial insects and that kind of stuff. Move my GreenStalks over into this space here. So putting a GreenStalk right here, it's not going to be blocked by the evening sun or by this bed behind me here. And it's not going to block that bed because I'm too far away from it. So this is a good home for a GreenStalk as we randomly put the GreenStalks throughout the garden. But we did some more work, so let me show you. So while I was over there working on that bed, Mom was over here getting all of the dead cucumbers, vines, and all that kind of stuff, cleaning this area up all the way over into this space here because there were cucumber vines all over there as well as the cucumber vines that were back there. Now this space is not complete, but this is where this 11-inch metal raised bed will be going. And this is native soil. And on top of that, there's potting mix and that kind of stuff. So I was just in the ground right here last year. But it's not in place yet, but this is where it's going. I got to take this out, clean up a few things, and then put it back down. Water lines and all that kind of stuff are still down. But that's what's going to go here. We just ran out of time, but at least we got everything cleaned out of this space so that I can do this another day, tomorrow, the next day, one day in the very near future. And in this space right here, well, we cleaned out, I had tomatoes back there. We cleaned out all of those tomatoes, except for the one that's on the ground over there. And that is where I put my rhubarb. So my rhubarb has been in a tub ever since I relocated it from the other garden. And so today, that's a piece that got chopped off. Today, I relocated them to this space here. So we will stay in ground right here for next season, and hopefully the rhubarb will be happy right here. Now, I still need to get all of these trellises out, but the rhubarb is going to be right there. There's already a water line coming through here, so it'll get watered for next season. But the rhubarb is in. Hopefully it comes back. I made sure I put some Mykos and some fertilizer in here. So hopefully my green thumb is green enough to bring it back. But we worked on this space as well. And we did one more thing. Let me show you. Ooh, oh, oof, oof, oof. Whew. So y'all, this is this year's onion harvest. And we have been using these onion inside. So this isn't everything because we have been using off of them. We ran out of last year's onion, and so we started using these onion. Every time I took one of these onion inside, we weighed it. So I do have, y'all, I'm falling. I got flies at me. I weighed the few that we brought in inside, and I gave you the weights of those that I brought inside. But I'm going to add those, I don't even think it's pound, y'all, that we brought inside. But I am going to put on the screen right here the total number of onion we harvested this season. Last season, we harvested, I think it was 27 pounds. I'll go back and double check of onion for the year. And it sustained us all winter long, which means we are self-sufficient with the exception of me buying seeds, okay? I could probably grow my own seeds, but I don't. So with the exception of buying seeds, I do not buy onion from the grocery store. I only eat what I have. I grow sweet onion mostly. So sweet onion like this, they don't last very long in storage. So these are the ones I'm eating up first. And then I also have a white, I don't forget what it's called. It's a white sweet onion as well. It's sweet, but it has a much longer storage life. So we will save the white ones for later, and we will eat all of these. Y'all, I'm hurting my baby. All of the yellow sweet onions first. They have been curing here or drying out here in my garage for a couple of months, a month at least. And so we finally got to them today. So here are the onions. Did we do better than last year? I don't know until I weigh them and I put the numbers up here. But we did onions. We put in a new bed. So we worked on the garden design. We cleaned up some of the stuff for the season, y'all. We had a busy day in the garden, and I'm glad you came with me for that busy day in the garden. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to Kim's Kozy Corner, turning on notifications, and please don't forget to like the videos. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you choose to hang out with me, Kim, at Kim's Kozy Corner. Bye.